We on?
I'm up.
Alright. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahushua.
Barakatah Yahushua.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahushua.
Barakatah Yahushua.
Double honor to the apostles and the elders. Salutations to you brothers teaching in truth and in sincerity. This lesson is going to focus on how the Israelite man has two women. It's going to be like a subtopic dealing with, Salakia, two enemies. One focal point is going to be how the black woman come against the Israelite man, and the second subtopic is going to go into how Esau is the enemy as well.
It is Deuteronomy 28 and 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which will not venture to set sole of her foot upon the ground, for the delicacy and tenderness, her eyes should be evil towards her husband of her bosom, and towards her son, and towards her daughter.
That's right. During that time frame when Moses had written it, through the Spirit, he knew that eventually Israel was going to go off as a nation. But at the same time, during the ancient world, our women were in order. So now if you fast forward to this time frame now, you can be with a woman, but at the same time, her mind is evil towards you. So she always think you know more than her, or even when it comes to the scriptures or something. So if she asks you to break something down, or just life in itself, and you're able to give her that answer, sometimes she can't take that. Why? Because in the spirit, she is programmed to be the opposition at this time. That's all.
That's it on that?
Yeah.
This Genesis chapter 3, starting at verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord had made.
And this serpent was a dark-skinned man, but he had the spirit of Esau. This was before he lost his pigmentation.
Right.
The reason why the reason why he was classified as a serpent was because of a characteristic that he had. He was actually sly and evil, man, and very cunning.
And he said unto the woman, Yea, have the Most High said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden.
Mm-hmm. And what is that tree? That tree is actually going into a philosophy. Go ahead.
And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden.
And the woman is Eve, and so at the same time, she knew the do's and don'ts at this time. Keep going.
But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High has said, You should not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest you die. Somebody get on Hosea 10:13. Just let me go with this. And keep going on. And the serpent said unto the woman, You shall not surely die. For the Most High doeth know that in the day you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat.
So basically, this lady, that fruit got into this philosophy, man. Continue.
And did eat and gave also unto her husband with her.
Her husband was actually Adam. Go ahead.
And he did eat.
And what does that mean? He basically got into that philosophy as well, man.
Come on. You got that real quick?
You said
Hosea 10 and 13.
10, 13.
Come on.
This is Hosea 10 and 13. Ye have plowed wickedness, ye have reaped iniquity. Ye have eaten the fruit of lies, because thou didst trust in thy way, and the multitude of thy mighty men.
Right, come on, and there it go. It says you have eaten the fruit of lies, man. So this was symbolic for that fruit. She ate the fruit of the lies, like the brother was saying, the philosophy that basically the serpent came and told her, man. And then to this day, this basically when the so-called black woman made her deal with the serpent, man, which is the so-called white man. And to this day, she's still living out this deal, man. This package deal that she made with Esau. And says, and did eat and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat, man. And the black woman in that same spirit today, man. You can actually have the so-called black man, Latino, Hispanic, and Native American man. You know, he even if he don't come to the full truth, he'll just come to some truth, like the churches ain't right, man, or different things, and he'll try to bag out of it. But you'll have his woman pushing him, like I said, pushing him to eat of the fruit still, man. You know, whether it's celebrating these holidays or, you know, or going to these churches, man. You know, verse 7. And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed the fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. I'm trying to get to the point. Skip down and read all of this.
Yeah, because at that time frame before Adam went off, he had a single-minded. You know, he was focused on the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. But just like today's time is when your woman come and tell you you're being closed-minded. You need to be more open-minded. And so when he basically accepted this philosophy, this new understanding, that's when he went on.
Verse 13, and this Genesis skipping down to chapter 3, verse 13. And the Lord power said unto the woman, what is this that thou hast done?
Mm-hmm.
And the woman said, the serpent beguiled me, and I did eat.
Mm-hmm. So basically, that's why the serpent is called a serpent. He took a fast, man. Go ahead.
And the Lord power said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. And upon thy belly thou shalt go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life.
And that's actually going into Job the 30th chapter, because basically that dust is going into like his understanding at one point of time. He became real docile in a docile state. You know, that's when he was out there in the what's those mountains called? The Caucasus Mountains, man. Brand and shit, so on and so forth.
Verse 15 is the point.
Mm-hmm.
And I will put enmity between thee and the woman,
mm-hmm.
and between thy seed and her seed.
So it's always going to be an issue between Israel and also the nation of Edom, man. Because in the spirit, we're programmed not to get along, and that's going back to the Garden of Eden.
It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel.
Mm-hmm. So basically, Edom shall bruise our head. And what's the head? The beginning. But at the same time, what did it say about the heel?
And thou shalt bruise his heel.
And that's basically taking him down in the end, man.
All right. It's Ecclesiastes 7. Ecclesiastes 7 and 26. And I found more bitter than death the woman.
And all this shit you can go through life. Solomon saying that what's more bitter than death is the woman, man. It's 100 million ways to die, but he chose that. Go ahead.
Whose heart is snares and nets.
Her mind is snares and nets, meaning basically she's always, trying to set you up on something, always trying to game you out of something, man. Everything is a game to her, man. Why? Because basically she's trying to have her needs met first. Go ahead.
Her hands and bands, whosoever pleases the Most High, shall escape from her.
Right, so you may be crazy about a woman, but at the same time, she may just leave you all of a sudden. And that's Yahweh Hashem Yahushua in certain cases, working through the spirit, removing that wicked bitch from you, man. Go ahead.
But the sinner shall be taken by her.
Yeah, and that's why, and what's the sinner? A person that's breaking the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and at the same time, Father's not working with that guy. So, hey, he may be sleeping with a woman, committing adultery, and her husband may walk in and kill both of them, man. That's just a scenario. I got something?
This Micah 7 and 10. Then she that is my enemy. So now, this Micah 7 and 9. I will bear the indignation of the Most High.
Right, so hey, we gonna bear the indignation of the Most High, man. Go ahead.
Because I have sinned against him.
Right, see, because we sinned, man. So this was all part of the curses that the Lord set up, man, for our woman to be against us. And then he set it up through Esau, you know what I'm saying? Because Esau, like when they had that feminist movement, then they broke the families up, and they turned the Israelite woman against the man once again, man. You know, because of doing slavery, you know, it was like, I guess they weren't all the way against us, you know what I'm saying? Because the conditions we was in, we didn't have no other choice. They were still against us at a certain point, man, but it was like, after they integrated everything, came to feminist movement, then the black woman they totally brainwashed her like she can make it and do whatever she had to do without the man, man.
Yeah, the independent bullshit.
Come.
Until he plead my cause.
Right, so we gonna bear the indignation of the Lord, man, until he plead our cause, but we sin, man, so we got to remember that, you know. You just going back to the scriptures, we the Most High's glory, you know what I'm saying, through Yahweh Shai, man, you know, and the woman is our glory, so we went off, you know what I'm saying, he lost his glory, so we had to lose our glory, which was the woman, man, so we doing this video basically pointing everything out how the black woman is our enemy now, but it was all designed through the curses with the first scripture the brother read, man, but then we gotta look at ourselves, we sin, so we gotta bear that indignation, man, you know. Go ahead.
And execute judgment for me.
Come on, so we're gonna bear the indignation. We're gonna wait for the Lord to plead our cause and execute judgment, man. You know, but until then, we got to bear this, man. We got to bear this whole indignation that's set up for us to go through. Whether it's with our woman, our family, you know, we know how Esau gonna stay down on us, man. You know, but whatever it may be, you gotta remember, look at yourself in the mirror. We went off, man. You know, so it's everything is all justified that we're going through, man. You know, go ahead, man.
He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness.
Right, man, and we doing it now, man. From on a spiritual standpoint, but it's gonna turn physical, man. We're gonna behold his righteousness. We're gonna actually see Yahweh Shai in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying, with the angels, and we're gonna actually see the physical kingdom, man. But right now, we seeing it from a spiritual standpoint. It's all about your faith right now.
That she that is my enemy shall see it.
Right, and she that is my enemy, she'll see it, man. Going back to Isaiah chapter 4, man. When I guess somebody can get there real quick. But basically, when the Lord basically started to get his men his power, man, then these women the majority of these women gonna get in line, man. But we got to know that, man, they not gonna get in line until then, man. Pursuant to Isaiah chapter 4th chapter.
Like to say this, you know, you got women that's on different levels. You know, they might be with the truth to a certain extent, but it's gonna be some scripture or something they hear on the video that's gonna make them bug out, man. That demon gonna come out of them. So with those women, man, you gotta play them off to a distance, man, cause it ain't gonna be right, and you ain't gonna force them. I got a quick article what you talking about too. About the black feminism, like the brother was saying about the black feminism, because when you had the Panthers and stuff, you know, that's when it was sincere. Those brothers were really going against the so-called white man. But see, the women were kind of mad because they was in the background and brothers on the forefront. And Esau, it's like when they replenished their deal that they made in the garden, you know, because they made another deal with Esau on that black feminism move, where you get the HUD, your food stamps, you know, your welfare, Medicaid, where that stuff stem from, you know, and she just left the black man out there. You know, it said black feminism became popular in the 1600s in response, and this source is Wikipedia. It said black feminism became popular in the 1960s in response to the sexism of the civil rights movement and racism of the feminist movement. Because, you know, they were following after those so-called white women, you know, and they were bucking up against their husbands. And then our women fell in line with them, you know. So the black men was fighting against Esau, and then he had to come back to the house and fight against his woman, man. You know, so it was a trap of the serpent. And then say from the 1970s to the 1980s, a black feminists formed various groups which addressed the role of black women in black nationalism, gay liberation, and second wave feminism. In the 1990s, the Anita Hill controversy placed black feminism in a mainstream light black feminist theories reached a wide audience in 2010 as a result of social media advocacy. You know?
Right.
Go ahead.
Right, going back to the scriptures, man, the Lord already has set the order up, man. The man, then the woman, you know what I'm saying, then the children, man, where it start with Yahweh, then Yahweh Shai, then the man, then the woman, then the children, man. But Esau already knew, Esau's all about confusion, man. You know, he know if he can stir up that woman, man, then he can break the household down, man. Then like the article said, like the brother said, he basically came with the different federal programs to have them financially stable. Then that made them feel like, okay, we don't need a man. You know what I'm saying? They can just have a nigga who they were dealing with having for their sexual pleasures. They would never gave them benefits. That'll make a woman like need a man, man. She knows she can't make it on her own. Cause these women can't make it on their own, man. Without getting them different federal assistance, especially if they got kids. Without getting them different federal assistance, they can't make it, man. But Esau knew that and he set that up, man, to destroy the families. But it's all going back to the curses that had to play out on us, man.
Hey, somebody get Jeremiah 31 and 22, because that's the new thing in the earth. You know? Because like the brother's saying, that shit was engineered by the elite. It's this article on, got the site, I want to say it's Henry Mascard, and basically he was saying the same thing, how the Rockefellers had engineered it in another purpose to basically bring in that feminism movement, is because now you can tax the whole population. Instead of just the men, you can tax the women. You know, and so now the women are concerned with progressing in this life, and they're not thinking about having children. And if you're looking at it from a J standpoint, once these women come out with their MBAs and shit like that, a lot of Jakes is not finishing school. So therefore, they can't find a Jake they're equal, man. And that's why they're like 35, 36, 37, or early 40s, and they ain't having kids because they can't find a Jake they're equal. So what happens? They go off to Esau and shit, man.
Did you have something quick?
No,
it passed. Okay.
Jeremiah 31 and 22.
And then Jeremiah 31:22. How long wilt thou go about, of thy backsliding daughters?
And that daughter's actually talking about the nation of Israel because it's in a singular tense. Go ahead.
For the Most High had created a new thing.
So what does that mean? That, you know, before this point, women were not above men. You know, continue.
A new thing in the earth.
Mm-hmm.
A woman shall surpass
A woman shall compass a man. And how is that? Via the feminist movement, man. That's how these women are basically getting above these men. And once you take the man out of their lead role, then you break the infrastructure of the family. You know, now the man is out the house and the females is, the provider. Or when you do have a male and a female in the household, and if that female is making more money than that male, then actually she controls the rules and regulations. Why? Because she brings in the bigger purse. You know, she's the breadwinner now. But it's in order when the man is leading. And that's why when the man was making the most money, you know what I'm saying, there was another a way to basically cement his position. But now everything is so fucked up now.
I just want to lay them back on what y'all was saying. You know how these women ain't gonna make it by themselves. That's why Jacob trouble is so necessary, because it's gonna be a get it how you live mode out here, and these women gonna really see the value of a man. Mm-hmm. You know, they don't see that now because Esau has made everything so convenient for them. You know, because this whole setup is based off the Queen of Heaven worship. You know, because they clubs, you got ladies' night, ladies get in free, then they double charge the men. You know, they got these benefits. You know, then they if you raise your hand, they can call the police and they come there in the instant, man. They got instant security. You know, but all that's gonna be taken away, man, in one day. You know, and they gonna see the value of a real man, especially a man of the Lord. I got a quick one.
Alright, Job 2, and the Lord said to Satan, from whence comest thou? And Satan answered the Lord. It said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job?
It just goes to show you, don't get on the point though, but it just goes to show you that there's no hell.